This is my game Astros, which you can play for free in the description. And today I was trying to make it more intuitive to learn new undiscovered technology, these question marks. They're blocks you don't know how to build yet. Today I tried to make learning those mystery blocks from these scanners, which scan those unknown blocks and unseen blocks, just not as confusing and weird. Before, when it learned something, you would have to hover over your mouse and right click on it, and there would be no feedback. In general, I don't think it makes sense to need to right click on the scanner to learn what it has learned. Primarily because there's no reason why you wouldn't do that, right? I think it should automatically learn the stuff for you. As in, the scanner scans some block it hasn't seen yet, and so it gets all excited. And then as soon as I'm within range, it just transmits the blueprints instantaneously to me, and then the question mark isn't a question mark anymore. Maybe some extra juice in that interaction, but still. So I've implemented the mechanics of that, right? This is a scanner which hasn't seen anything. And so I just touched it right now and I learned the bomb blueprint, which I had scanned earlier. And now I can do stuff like that. Woo. So I thought to myself, I'm going to juice it up a little bit because that white square is just kind of boring. So I go scouting on ShaderToy, the premier website for VFX. I find this shader, it looks exquisite. Some electricity. Look at that beautiful shader action, all computed on the GPU live. I have to be careful with ShaderToy because it's not always licensed. It can be kind of like music where you can't use it in videos. You might not be able to use this shader in your game because it's under a constrained license. And lo and behold, I find this little notice. It turns out that the shader is licensed as public domain as far as I can tell, but the noise it uses is not. For a little bit of background information, you actually cannot really normally have computers do random things that look natural. If I'm trying to put something like a lightning bolt in my game, what needs to end up happening is the computer needs to, at each point in the new image, decide what the color is, right? And if you just look at a lightning bolt, it's got some really interesting patterns to it that can't really be described in a way that isn't just vague and like, oh, it's kind of wavy. And sure, you can imagine what a lightning bolt looks like in your head, but a computer needs to decide at each pixel exactly what a lightning bolt looks like. And so what you end up needing is an algorithm that produces an algorithm that just does things one after another, just in a very strict, logical, no-nonsense way that describes this kind of natural windiness. And then I need to sample from that and transform it until it looks like lightning. That's how shaders are made. And this here is called simplex noise. You use this as a base to make stuff that looks like this, stuff that looks natural. This algorithm is actually pretty complicated to make this kind of non-repeating, almost zebra texture. And it turns out it's patented. So that was a close one. If I'd used it in the game, that would have been bad. And so I changed the shader to look more like a circle, and I used something cheekily named Open Simplex Noise. So as far as I could tell, it looks nearly identical. It's really not that different. You use it to make terrain and stuff like that. This Wikipedia example is a really cool, this is what you can do with noise. It's a beautiful art form, honestly. After working with shaders and computer graphics for so long, you look at like a field of flowers and it just looks so beautiful because it's so chaotic and random in a way that can only be natural. No game can ever have flowers that look like flowers. Each of their stems moving in random but kind of predictable ways because they're trying to get to the sun, right? Like you just can't make flowers that look this natural in a game without tuning it for a long time. Really have to admire whoever made nature and all that stuff. They did a really good job. But anyways, I took this noise and I made it like this, and now I just got to put it in the game, right? So I did that and it doesn't work. Not only that, but I have no idea why. I really, really hate the error messages I write when I'm tired at 3 in the morning. Because I know this is supposed to be funny, but when I saw this, it just made me angry. So I go to investigate this issue, and it turns out that, as far as I can tell, I have no feedback as to why the shader doesn't work. And so I'm kind of stuck here. Maybe I shouldn't be trying to add this level of polish just yet. Like maybe I should leave it as a blue square or something. I want to release the Patreon today or tomorrow, and then make a trailer, release that a few days later. And so it's like, I don't know. Maybe it should just be a pixel art animation, but unfortunately I do not know how to animate pixel art. Dude, you want to know what it should be? It should just be a glowing, circle that kind of, drifts out. Just like a little sine wave pattern. I can make that really easily, and I'm pretty sure that won't have a random shader error.